What's going on, guys? Today I'm gonna bring you a video and we're gonna talk about sockets and what sockets I think are the best for the money. Okay, this is just for the money. So first off, here we got these Craftsman sockets, and I think Craftsman makes really good sockets, especially their professional line sockets. I've had these going on, I'm gonna say 3 years of everyday use and never broken one. I use the hell out of them. I mean, you can see we're all pretty dirty. I mean, I haven't had a chance to clean them yet. All these standard sockets, I mean, I've used them like crazy. These right here, I think these are a really good value too. I got these from O'Reilly's, I believe. Work really great. You know, and just because they're a cheap socket, a cheaper socket, doesn't mean that they're bad sockets. Like, let me show you a socket I got here. This snap-on socket, I got it brand new. You can see that there's already rust on it. A little bit, but it's there. And it kind of pisses you off whenever you spend almost $100 for one socket and it has rust on it already, brand new. But you know, I'm not gonna say it doesn't work, because it works great, but when you're spending that kind of money, come on, Snap-on, that's a little ridiculous. So let's talk right here. These sockets, I got them in a set a couple years back, but they still have this same set. I recently checked. They're really thin wall. I mean, obviously they're chrome. They have sort of like the little, I'd call it flank drive. I know that's Snap-on's thing, but where it kind of grips it. So, I mean, I've never had one of these slip on me or round off a fastener. So, next up, let me show you what all it came with. So it came with all these, quarter inch, all of these, and all of these. Basically almost a complete master set. No skips, with the exception in standard, it missed the 11/32, but I've never used that ever in the history of these sockets. Have never been used. You can see the dirt in them from never being used. So let me see here. In my opinion, I'd say when it comes to chrome sockets, it doesn't matter. Now, you could tell a difference in some cases, like whenever you buy super cheap sockets like Pittsburgh, or not even Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh sockets are pretty good, but let me show you one instance. So right here, I let a buddy of mine use my tool and he lost it. And this is a Pittsburgh socket, as is, let me see, is it this one and this one? They both, you know, they're pretty good sockets. I mean, no complaints. Haven't rounded off any fasteners with them, you know, so I guess they're not that bad, but you could tell like a different quality whenever you spend a little bit more money on like a Craftsman set. Next up, we got these Pittsburgh impact sockets. I'm gonna say for the money, these are well worth it. People say, oh, impact don't fit nowhere. Well, I haven't had an instance where these didn't fit, so yeah, I'm sure there's maybe some lug nuts or something like that, but even then, very rare. And these are standard sockets, so I wouldn't expect them to fit. And they're really not that thick. Like, if you look at them, they're really not that thick. Let me show you, let me see, what size is this? 11/16. This is an 11/16 chrome, and this is an 11/16 impact. Not much difference. And I've never broken one of these. Honestly, my snap-on sockets break more than what these do, so take with that what you will. Now, granted, the snap-on sockets, I will say they have like a certain kind of bite to them, and it just works, you know. But can you justify spending $10 per socket? That's like for a 1/4 inch set. You know, that's not even including 3/8 or a 1/2 inch. Those running like $20 a socket. That's ridiculous. What else we got? Oh, I want to show you these sockets. I don't know, for those of you guys that are in the truck industry, you got to check out this socket right here. It's a 3/4 inch super deep brake chamber socket. So let me show you the 1/2 inch deep socket in normal drive. So let's see, 1/2 inch, 3/4. That's a deep in 1/2 inch, and this is a super deep. So it's meant for like the caging bolts and stuff like that. And let me tell you, it turned an hour job into like a 5-minute job. So I'm gonna say that's well worth the money. Granted, it was $100. Go figure, right? Snap-on. These thinner wall sockets, let me show you, like this one. I found that they just don't impact as hard as I've used this on like a 1/2 inch impact, trying to take like the semi lug nuts off. Granted, I don't think it's the right socket for the job, but it just don't hit as hard. Now, let me show you the snap-on socket. In some cases it does, but very rarely. Look at how thick that one is. That's pretty thick. This is a snap-on 33mm socket. Let me see what else do I use on oh, these right here. These sockets right here, these Torx. I got these for really cheap. I think I spent like $10 on them, and I've put some force on these guys, and I think the only one I've sort of damaged is, I believe, this one right here. But as you can see, it barely, and I've put this with an adapter onto a 1/2 inch breaker bar, and it's still straight. So cheap tools doesn't mean that it's a bad tool. Just, you know, you don't need to spend all that money on super expensive stuff. Yeah. So you guys just let me know what I should do in the future. You guys want a review of any of my tools, any of my ratchets? I got, this is what I'm going to do a review on next. It's the OBD2 Blue Point scanner. And I'm going to tell you my thoughts and opinions on it. See you guys later. Like and subscribe. Thank you.